I'm totally, it's been overwhelmed by the fact that you'll be here. I mean, this is like family, friends, we're all together. I mean, coming here and then finding her, it was just unbelievable. And then, so, I don't know, Melbourne Bride, whatever the hell it is. But she did save me about 5 years on my green card. But, I just, one little tidbit of information is that, I was telling my other family on the West Bank.
The best bank.
The best bank is that I collect coincidences, and to me coincidences are things that are interesting. And all of a sudden I realized that the address of the house that I grew up in, which is the house that Arlene grew up in,
No,
had,
that was not the house I
Well, you took
house
us
I grew up in one free
yeah,
And Arlene, just go with it.
She grew up in was the same number. My house address was 310, and her house was 310. So somehow or another there was some mystical
Voodoo.
Yeah, what is it?
Voodoo.
Voodoo. Yeah, well that's right. What's it? Mary Laveau.
Yeah.
But where's Buster? Yeah. Anyhow.
GBA.
What?
What? 310?
No, it's 503.
503.
This was in Cuba.
That was it. 503 minus 310.
Let's do the math.
What is it? Anyhow, no, that's it. I'm totally blown out. I mean, I have no
You
words.
couldn't find out anything that would tell you what was going on in that.
No. Especially the Best Bank, the Texas City connection, the old family. I mean, it just.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's family. That's family. Yeah.
Well,
That's right. Pittsburgh,
well,
yeah.
beside coincidences, and Kim, didn't you run into something when we got here?
As soon as we got to the house we were staying in, I got a
It's
call.
310.
The number found in
310.
No.
Pennies on the ground. I said, open the card. I got a call, looked down.
A penny. Two.
Well, the story that Kim is referring to.
Don't do it.
Do it.
You know the pennies from heaven.
Yes.
They say when you lose someone, oftentimes their way of telling you that
Yes.
everything's okay, you'll find a penny.
Yes.
Pennies from heaven. And Kim and I were together at the time when Vicki had passed, and we were doing the arrangements. It was the time when I was there with her, and I stayed a week afterwards. Vicki would have loved this. She was such a party animal. She loved everyone. I wonder where I get it from. But anyway, Kim's driving, and we're going to someone's house, I think to get some shrimp or crab meat or something. And Kim's talking, and she puts on the radio, what was that song that, If I Could Only Imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I could only imagine. I had never heard it before, and it talks about imagining what heaven is like. And so we're in the zone, I guess. And this is the week after, we buried Vicki. And so I'm telling Kim the stories about pennies from heaven, and Kim says, "What?" I said, when you lose someone, oftentimes you make a connection, all of a sudden you see a penny. I said, and Kim, it's amazing to me. I can walk around and I was saying, Vic, I haven't talked with you lately. Where are you? And there'll be a penny down there. And Kim's like, really? Yeah. So she drives, we get to the house that we're going to, she parks the car. She parks the car. And I look down to get my purse that I put on the floor. To get my purse, and I went, Kim, there are 2 pennies down there. I said, one for you, one for me. And we felt, Vicki was with us. And then today, that's what Kim was saying when they were at the house, at this house.
Yes.
Kim's husband, Sal, was fantastic. All of my family is pretty fantastic, but you didn't miss those ones. This is my nephew, Jonathan, and he is the spitting image of his dad, Sal. They were telling stories here about, you know, similarities between him and his dad, Sal. But Kim gets there saying, I didn't know these people were here. They're staying at a house. And you were saying that when you got to the house,
As soon as she got out.
as soon as she got out, there were 2 pennies on the ground, and she said, Sal and Vicky.
There you go.
So pennies work. They
Yeah.
really work. You pay attention to these things, and you know, you'll see.
We do.
And I collect tons of pennies.
Well, Chrissy, tell them your promotion story. When you got your promotion
Oh, with the penny in the thing
on your chair.
on my chair. So I was up for a promotion at work, and there was a couple other people up for the promotion. I'm Vicky's daughter, by the way. If you don't know me, sorry about that. You'll
No.
Remember, we'll close that in the video.
So I was up for a promotion at work, and I had told Markel, you know, I'm up for this promotion. I don't know if I'm going to get it. You know, there's so many people that are getting it. And my boss calls me to the office, and he says, oh, you know, between you and the other 2 people, you got the promotion. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm excited, whatever. And I'm getting back to my phone to text Fred Markel, and I get back to my desk, and on my chair was a penny. Sitting on my chair. Like, I know, like, you don't think these things happen. And I text Markel, I was like, you're never gonna believe what happened. There was a penny on my chair. Like, yeah, like, how did a penny, like, because I don't ever have money. You know, so I probably would have a penny, that's about it. But it was on the chair, you know, and when I was so I go to lunch with one of the girls I work with, and I was telling her the story about the pennies from heaven. So the guy comes out, and he brings the bill to me, and then the bill was a penny.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay, that's it, day's over. Well, I was trying to get out of work anyway. I got a promotion, it's time to go party. But it's true. So the pennies so if you ever have a loved one that you miss, you see a penny, that penny about you. So,
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Here's to pennies.
Beautiful.